Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good afternoon. Happy Monday to each and every one of you. Hope you're excited about being an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. Wow, interesting stuff coming out in the news today. We're going to get into a little bit of that as well. We're going to talk about one bill that is, hey, a little on the sneaky side, and the other bill coming that just looked to be introduced to Congress is going to provide some big time clarity for sure. So we're excited about that as well. Shout out to the Hogan family for keeping us educated and updated on all things related to Ripple and the SEC lawsuit, or Ripple versus the SEC lawsuit. So yeah, we're going to get into that as well. The market is doing what the market does without question, and we'll get into that as well. What's going on, Jay Corns? Great to see you, brother. Yes, got to figure out all these airdrops. Indeed, we really do. We really do. Good to see you, JS. Good afternoon, 416 Crypto. It's great to see you, bro. Pay Me Money Bag is in the building. What's good, bro? Good to see you. What? No way. No way. Flex XRP. No way. Breaking news, the HSBC has now banned all Binance exchange transactions. So it was one bank before, now is it the HSB as well? Is the HSBC, is that the second one? Can't remember if that was the second major bank to do that or not. Some interesting stuff. So we'll get into that as well. We are literally just came out. Wow. Yeah. Can you put the link to the article on that thing? We will probably have to go over that one for sure. We're definitely going to go over the numbers. Definitely going to go over the numbers. But before we do that, let's make sure this is up and let's share this out to the world. Let's let the world know that the Crypto Siege and family is live for sure on Twitter and on Facebook. God, goodness gracious. Yeah, Binance is having some, it's okay. It is a coordinated effort to rein in CZ for sure. It looks like very much a coordinated effort to do that. And so, I mean, we had to expect that, right? We had to know that was coming, right? We all had to know that would, they were going to literally tag you on Twitter. Okay. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Flex XRP. I appreciate that. Let me share this out. Interesting stuff there. Yeah, CZ is going to have, a bit of a challenge, But let's see if he will work it out. Let's see if he will work through all the madness. All right, guys. So before we get into the numbers and hopefully you tag me in this, we'll get into this breaking news. Two things from two bills. One kind of on the sneaky side, the other actually providing some clarity. We'll get into those. We'll get into the numbers on CoinGecko as well. But first, before we do that, let's hop on that bridge. It feels like everything is being laid out step by step for XRP. Clarity from Congress because of a bill that gets passed. And this bill that gets passed will actually kind of give the clarity that the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit might not provide. Interesting stuff coming out of the Hogan family. Shout out to the Hogan family, the attorneys. Life is good. The market is doing what the market does, guys. That's what it is. We'll go over that. The Fouts are in the building. What's going on? Hello, Danky R. Good to see you. Life is good. I got to tell you, life is good. Yeah, we've been running around here trying to get familiar with the city. We got to change over the insurance. I got to change over the health stuff. Got to find new dentists. Got to find new PCP, primary care physicians. Most important, we got to get tags, get the tags registered over. But liking it so far. Life is good. Hold on to that XRP. Goodness gracious, it's still under $1. What? Still under $1. Let's go DeFi. Let's go DeFi. Shout out to Mickey B. Fresh, Patty XRP. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. We appreciate you. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. You can list all the different negatives if you want. It's not going anywhere. We're talking technology, which means there's always a solution. There's always a solution to the problem in reference to technology. Proof of work, that's a challenge. That concept, well, yeah, that's a challenge. You gotta have to figure something else out. The best incentive is no incentive, as David Schwartz used to say. They don't have to figure that out. That's right. They don't have to figure something out there. You know, they're gonna have to definitely figure out something there. For sure. And we will figure something out. They will figure something out. They're gonna have to figure it, because that is not working, right? And this has been long said. I remember when the Modern Investor pointed this out years in 2016, 2017, years and years ago, pointed out that the miners, they're gonna have to figure out a solution for the miners, because they have zero motivation to change anything about Bitcoin. You remember when the Modern Investor said that years and years and years and years ago. Make sure, shout out to the Modern Investor. Make sure you guys go check him out. He is continuing to do his thing. Brad filed, what? What's going on, Danky? Danky R. Brad filed motion for international discovery with the SEC. International discovery. Whoa. What's going on, XRP Magnificent? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, what is that about? International discovery. All right, guys, let's get over the numbers. Let's go over the numbers a little bit. Bitcoin's down a little bit. The market, I should say, is down a little bit. From Binance. Okay. What's going on, Quincy? Appreciate you being here, bro. Let's go over these numbers real quick, guys. I'll let you guys take a look at the numbers today. I know I usually don't. Big John says hi from Kentucky. What's good, Big John? Good to see you. All right, so look, the market cap is down a little bit. It's down to 1.68 trillion, down 1.3%. Bitcoin's at $39,749. Ethereum is at $2,639. Binance coins $334, and Cardano's $1.33. XRP is still at 75 cents. Cool. It's up 23% on the 7-day. Awesome. Dogecoin's 20.5 cents. Polkadot is under $20 at $18.42. Uni swap is at $22.91. Bitcoin Cash still over 500. Thank goodness for that. And yeah, so the numbers are what the numbers are. Polygon, our favorite. Not our favorite, but one of our favorites, is at $1.07. Keep staying over $1.05. Polygon make me happy. Don't have to worry about any kind of margin calls. There, Aave's at $325, right? And so the market is doing what the market does. The market is doing what the market does, and that's the long and short of that, right? What can you say about it? I mean, it is what it is. Hope you got your cash flow situations straight. I'm going to say it again today. I had to add the WAN chain network to my MetaMask, because the WANmask wallet, which is basically like MetaMask, is called WANmask. On both the Brave browser and the Edge browser, I got a notification that that WANmask was no longer meeting the high standard from Brave and Edge in reference to security. So it was malware issues. So I decided, yeah, I'm not messing around with that. I do have big time malware protection, but yeah, I don't want to mess with that. So I'm just going to add it to MetaMask and kind of go from there. So, but I still have to import because I do have my WAN, the digital asset, on one of those browsers on WanMask. So hope that makes sense to you guys. What's going on, XRP Joe? Appreciate you being here, my friend. Where's that at? Alex Wright is in the building. Great to see you. Everyone, make sure to thank Crypto Seeds and smash that like button and subscribe for content notifications and ring for instant live streams alerts. That's right. Ring that bell. There you go. Thank you, XRP Joe. I appreciate that. So look, guys, that is, it's very, very interesting, but I did want to give you that heads up on that because I know I've done videos on OneChain, love them. But when the browsers give you the notifications, I pay attention to that for sure. And so I'll have to either look to delete it, remove it, but I can't remove it or just leave it disabled. I have to first take my WAN and import it. So I guess you got to export, import. It's a kind of a crazy thing. So we'll see. Yeah, thank you, XRP Joe. Good morning, my friend. I hope the move is going well. Yeah, it went great. Yeah, went great. We are here, got here on the 30th, I think it was. And we're still waiting for our stuff to arrive. And it's going to be a while. It is going to be a while before it arrives. And so we're just, we bought 4, what did we buy? 4 bars, kitchen stools, I guess they call them or whatever. And because this is like a massive island. And yeah, so that's the only thing we got going on so far. So yeah, so excited about being here, bro. I appreciate you checking in for sure. Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much. Thank you, Arg. I appreciate that. Philip Juan is in the building. Philip Juan, how are you, bro? He needs documents from Binance subsidiary, says Danking Art, in the Caymans that shows some XRP transactions that he needs probably for the motion. Oh, got it. To dismiss against him. Got it. That makes sense, right? So he's trying to get some transactions, and obviously they did some work with Binance and stuff like that and using XRP in terms of transactions on XRP. So Brad Garlinghouse is trying to get that. Gotcha. Show that it's more of an international thing. On most of the stuff that they've done, Brad, Chris, Ripple, most of the stuff that they've done has been on the international front where the SEC just does not have the purview, which makes sense, right? I love the statement here of Philip Juan. Nobody in the future will be able to tell me that I didn't work for my crypto gains, indeed, and that you're deserving of them, my friend. This process is grueling, without question. It really is. All the ups and downs and ebbs and flows in the market certainly does not help. I do think there's a reason why the XRP and Ripple, the digital asset XRP and Ripple is in this lawsuit. I think it's going to be the milestone marker to set precedence for the rest of the industry. At least it's bringing up this major attention. Congress is paying attention, and you put everything together. And I know a lot of people have said this, and this might very well be true. We'll see whether XRP alone has that single clarity, or whether this this new bill that's being introduced to Congress will provide the clarity for the market as a whole. But I do think because Ripple, took the fight, right, didn't settle, and was willing to take on this fight from the SEC, the widespread attention. Congress has now started to pay attention, and we're going to go over something that I think is going to be great for, providing digital asset security clarification. And because I just think that is massively important. We all know what is up. We all know where XRP stands. We all know it. Terrell Hauser, what's good? What's good? I usually see Trey Hauser. What's good, bro? What's up with you? Yeah. What you need? Paper towels. You're welcome. Quincy Butler says, that's someone new for the XP. And that's a lady of crypto. Gotta say shout out to Carla Ortez. Hey, Carla, how are you, miss? Appreciate you being here. Always love it when a lady of crypto checks into the building. Good to see you. Crypto education is college business finance 2.0. Let's support Siege and all of our crypto education platforms because we're getting an invaluable education for pennies. Indeed, Quincy Butler. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here, my friend. Luffy says, Carlo Otez, welcome to the XRP family. A lot of us are very good at teaching. We appreciate you. Appreciate you doing that, Luffy. Absolutely, guys. Welcome Carla Otez to the channel. Love that. Where are you checking in from, Carla? Where are you checking in from, my friend? All right, so guys, let's go over some of the stuff here on Twitter. And then we'll get over this news here. So let's see here, share the screen. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf, just one of the many people that provide us with the awesome information in the news. We definitely appreciate you guys. XRP Crypto Wolf, I think this is an interesting thing here. The India Prime Minister Modi will launch an e-rupee digital payment solution on August the 2nd. Interesting. The Bank of America outlines key benefits of Bitcoin adoption in El Salvador, according to You Today. Bank of America outlines key benefits of Bitcoin adoption. A lot of people just really miss the article, like in terms of they didn't get the essence of that article where they were talking about Bitcoin in El Salvador, and they were pointing out if you own $50 of Bitcoin today, tomorrow you might only own $20. They missed the point of Bitcoin in a nation capturing or looking to use BTC. They just totally missed it. And they're totally missing the bigger picture, and that the powers that be do not want a nation choosing their money. This is the problem that some of these content creators are missing. They're missing that the powers to be do not want us to choose our own money. That's the big picture. That's what we're trying to walk away from. And, the fact that a nation chose their own money is historical, not one thrusted upon them. Is historical, and that people are just kind of missing that bigger picture. Senior Democratic Senator Wyden says the crypto language in the new infrastructure bill fails to understand how the technology works. A senior Democratic senator took to Twitter on Sunday to criticize the draft language related to crypto tax reporting requirements in a, let me go over to the article here. They also understand how the technology works. A senior Democratic took to Twitter to criticize draft language related to crypto tax reporting requirements in a still in the making infrastructure package. The bill has yet to be introduced, though negotiators involved with the ongoing process told CNN that they expect legislation to be made formally public later Sunday. The bill, according to the draft language made public and statements from the Biden White House, which aims to raise tax compliance by crypto companies by widening the definition of a broker. And in here, they talk about DeFi platform, right? And so you get it, right? And you got to understand something, right? This is the US, right? And so I say this time and time again, they just want the money, right? They want to tax you and 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 tax you. This is not a world thing. This is a US thing. Let's understand that, because it's easy. It's easy. Oh, just get some taxes. Monetary policy. Oh no, we suck at that. We suck at monetary policy. So let's just do some taxes. That's what it's about. Ron Wyden, chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, tweeted Sunday that the Americans avoiding paying the taxes they owe through crypto is a real problem that deserves a real solution. That said, he believes what he called the Republican provision isn't close to being that solution. It's an attempt to apply brick and mortar rules to the internet and fails to understand how the technology works. He continued, Wyden is perhaps referring to the to indications that the legislative language was added by Senator Rob Portman of Ohio, a Republican, who has long said he would push for tighter tax compliance requirements for crypto companies. Right. So just understand that, because it has something to do with people who are mining, and then it's just another way to tax. Just another way for the good old US of A to tax. This is funny. I don't even know. I don't know. Here's Clayton. After rejecting Bitcoin ETFs, former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton joins the fight for approval now. I don't even want to read it. That dude is interesting. All right. So U.S. infrastructure bill narrows crypto reporting requirement. An updated cryptocurrency reporting requirement clarifies brokers effectuate transfers of digital assets, but stops short of excluding miners or parties that don't provide customer transaction. And that's probably the guy who tried to sneak that one in there, who's looking to sneak it in. So that is the latest and greatest about that. What else did I want to share from there? Nothing from there. That is the latest and greatest from that one. So just understand that, we say this on the channel all the time, and I mean it. Me and Miss Crypto Siege have been looking for the last year and a half or so about, big time into the CBI, which is citizenship by investment, because we want to go to where we're treated best. And just got to understand that, more and more and more in the United States, they just want to continue to take from you in terms of taxes. So it's important to go where you're treated best. Go to where your assets are treated best as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, be careful there, caller, with that leverage trading. It's very, very dangerous, and most people get wrecked. You would be much better off with simply staking, and then a higher level would be also to earn interest on your assets, right? Where you just safely deposit the assets and you can earn interest on it. Leverage trading is massively, massively dangerous. That is for the seasoned traders. Gordon Kelly, hope the move is going well. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, it's all great. We're just waiting for our stuff to get to the new house. Oh, so Philip Wan says dual citizenship. Yeah, that's what we're looking at, my friend. Philip Wan says, I'm lucky to be a dual citizen with Portugal. Nice. I'll probably end up in Mexico first, though. This country has lost it. Yeah, I hear you, my friend. So you got a citizenship in Portugal. That's one of our places. That's one of our places for citizenship. Unless we're looking into Portugal. So yeah, absolutely. What was that process like, getting that citizenship in Portugal, Philip? Definitely looking to be a tax-free country. Yeah, that's right, Gordon Kelly. I mean, that is it. That is definitely the way to go, right? You just got to go to where you're treated best, and it's just becoming more and more obvious. More and more obvious that it's not where we are now currently. Yeah, Keen Sheen. I haven't heard much about the Dominican Republic in terms of crypto. I know it's a great place to get real estate, but I haven't heard in terms of crypto. Yeah, Portugal for sure. It's just, it has everything. What? Easy. Oh, nice. Really? Okay, nice. It says easy. My parents are from there. Oh, okay. And I've been there 30 times. Had a Portuguese passport at 18. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I heard that, bro. Yeah, we're definitely looking to Portugal just overall, because Portugal for us, not only, being treated well, but, the lifestyle, and it checks all the boxes for one, where it would be a place where we would stay. Right. And so if we do something, we can just St. Kitts and Nevis was one we're looking at. There was another one. What was the other one besides St. Kitts and Nevis? Do you remember? I think the St. Kitts and Nevis was the easier one to kind of purchase. Just do that investment there. But Portugal would be the one where we would be good to stay for a few months out of the year. Like St. Kitts and Nevis might be one just to get that, the initial second passport deal. So yeah, and I have to kind of brush up on that. It's been a while since I've been kind of leveling up on the citizenship by investment programs. But I know St. Kitts and Nevis was one we were strongly looking at because you can do a family of 4, relatively inexpensive. Oh, nice. Keyless. I didn't know that. Hey, miss, how are you? Great to see you here. Hi, welcome to Texas Siege. We are good folks here. Ha, ha, ha. I love it. I also just moved. That's what I had to go through all last week, from downtown to a farmhouse. Cheers, and hope you're well and well. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Keyless. Love it. Absolutely love it. Keyless is in Texas also. Yeah, it's expensive. All right, guys. So listen, let me go over this other article too here as well, because I think this is important to, kind of check out what might actually help with the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, which might help in Attorney Hogan, Mrs. Attorney Hogan, pointed out something that I think is pretty significant for each and every one of us going forward with this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. So, yeah, and I'm looking forward to doing more videos, by the way, on citizenship by investment and just looking into the programs and things like that. For sure. What's going on, Alice, right? Quincy Butler says, Mr. Siege, I'd like to get your opinion on doing a few classes on wealth and asset management, because I believe these crypto assets are to be utilized and passed on in a valuable and responsible. Yeah, absolutely. We normally do Generational Wealth Wednesdays, Quincy, every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But we've been off of that a little bit for the preparing for this move for the last month and a half or so. But I'll be going back and doing those as well, where we talk generational wealth, how you set up a wealth management team, why you want to have one, what does it look like to have an investment banker, setting up your team, whether it be accountants, lawyers, and the whole 9 yards. We talk generational wealth for sure. So look for the notifications when we start to do those again. So let's go with this article here. So I find it very, very interesting in reference to the digital asset clarity, quote unquote. All right, let's see. Here it is here. Framework to regulate crypto stablecoins introduced in the U.S. Congress. Representative Don Bayer said that the existing digital asset market structure and regulatory framework are too ambiguous and dangerous for investors and consumers. Isn't that interesting? There's a video there, apparently. Legislation to provide a comprehensive legal framework to regulate the digital asset market and possibly grant the federal government ability to ban some stablecoins was introduced in the House of Representatives Wednesday. Interesting. According to the sponsor, Rep. Don Bayer, chairman of the U.S. Congress Joint Economic Committee, the existing digital asset market structure and regulatory framework are too ambiguous and dangerous for investors and consumers. Among its many provisions, the measure would create statutory definitions for digital assets and digital asset securities and provide the Securities and Exchange Commission with authority over digital asset securities and the Commodities Future Trading Commission with authority over digital assets. Digital assets. So think of the STOs, the security token authorizations, right? That's clear what that is, right? That would be the SEC's purview, but a digital asset like XRP, well, that would be under the Commodities Futures and Trading Commission. I absolutely love this. So required digital asset transactions that are not recorded on the publicly distributed ledger to be reported to a registered digital asset trade repository within 24 hours to minimize the potential for fraud. Of course, this is what they're going to say is for fraud, but it's for taxes, right? So that's a hit at DeFi for sure. Require digital asset transactions that are not recorded on the publicly distributed ledger to be reported to a registered digital asset trade repository within 24 hours to minimize the potential for fraud and promote transparency. Explicitly add digital assets and digital asset securities to the statutory definition of monetary instruments under the Bank Secrecy Act, formalizing the regulatory requirements for digital assets and digital asset securities to comply with anti-money laundering, record keeping, and reporting requirements. Got it. That is good as well. So this is pretty good stuff. I'm going to go over, let you guys listen to Attorney Hogan, where she has a clearer definition or clearly kind of points out how this applies to the Ripple versus XRP lawsuit. Provide the Federal Reserve with explicit authority to issue a digital version of the US dollar. Well, how about that? How about that one? Provide the Federal Reserve with explicit authority to issue a digital version of the US dollar. Clarify that digital assets, digital asset securities, and fiat-based stablecoins are not United States legal tender. They're not legal tender. And provide the U.S. Treasury Secretary with the authority to permit or prohibit U.S. dollar and other fiat-based stablecoins. That's a challenge because the U.S. Treasury, they're not exactly pro digital assets. So we'll see what that looks like. We'll see what it looks like. All right, let's go to the video. Let's go to the video here. Let's check out the Hogans. Let me see if I can find it first. She did a really great job. Where is it at? She did a really great job of sharing. I guess I should just go to legal briefs. Let's do that. Legal briefs. Legal briefs. She did a really good job. Let me go to the video, then I'll share it with you guys.
Flashback.
This is pretty funny. It's pretty funny. All right, let me share. Let me stop sharing this and let's go right here. Let's share. Shout out to the Attorney Hogans. All right, let's take a listen to this. Flashback to Thursday, July 29th.
Flashback, Thursday, July 29th.
But my best guess, and what I think is the most likely case, is that there is going to be a second. Nope. Baby Yoda, so cool. And how will you know if I'm just wrong? Which is doubtful. Or perhaps one of the other possible scenarios has passed. Look for something to be filed in the case by this Friday. If nothing is filed this Friday, my guess is that, well, let me just say, there's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. If I'm really wrong on this, you want to start a GarageBand instead of doing the YouTube thing?
Filed Friday, July 30th.
Wait, the SEC filed a notice of appearance of a new trial lawyer?
Where's Jeremy? We need to do a legal briefs video.
Stairway to heaven.
Hello, this is Attorney Tinbu Hogan here, and welcome to Legal Briefs. It seems something was filed in the SEC versus Ripple case last Friday. So it does seem like the Ripple lawsuit will be moving forward for now. And while Jeremy is working on things today, we will be looking for something very exciting. And it's the new U.S. legislation defining a digital asset versus a digital asset security. And I'm going to tell you what the new legislation does with cryptocurrencies, which is actually really well thought out and smart. And then we'll be applying the law to XRP and finally talk about the effect the law will have if it passes before the end of the Ripple lawsuit. We've said since we started discussing crypto legal issues that the SEC has been systematically increasing attacks on cryptocurrencies, culminating in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, and that the problem is one that is needed to be fixed by Congress and not by the courts. And after Congress sitting on its hands for years, it seems it has finally come up with a game plan. In any case, let's take a look at the proposed legislation, and here it is. Right away, notice that the proposed legislation is an amendment of the 1934 Securities Act. This is a law that amends the current law and amends it by, among other things, making a distinction in defining cryptocurrencies in one of two ways. Section 101A defines a digital asset security, and this will be cryptos that are securities and subject to oversight by the SEC. Look at page 4. A digital security is defined as a digital asset which provides the holder of the digital asset with any of the following rights. And then if you see Roman numeral 1 through 4, it basically is defining what you traditionally think of as a security. Rights to profits, interest or dividends, voting rights. Here, in an interesting twist, this definition of digital asset is basically what former director Hinman was talking about in his speech that he was probably deposed about last week. The law defines a security asset as a digital asset where the platform is not fully built out and for which the...
Doesn't that sound like Ethereum? I don't know, but that does sound like Ethereum to me.
Money from the sales fund the development of the proposed service, goods, or platform of the issuer. And that is it. If the digital asset does not act like a traditional security, like a share of a company, and the money from the sale is not used to build the digital platform, then it's not a digital security and not subject to regulation by the SEC. So next, what you're really waiting for. Let's apply this law to XRP. The first part of the test is whether XRP has any hallmarks of a traditional security. If you own XRP, do you have any equity interest in the voting rights in Ripple? No, absolutely not. That's an easy one. The second part of the test is whether the service, good, or platform was wholly operational at the time of the sale, or is the money from the sale used to fund the development of the platform? This part of the test is a little bit more complicated, but certainly the XRP ledger, etc., which is the base of the Ripple platform, is and has been wholly operational for some time. You can make an argument that certain of the newer products that Ripple has deployed in the last couple of years are new, and XRP sales money was used to develop them. But Ripple's business is the software that surrounds the platform, but does not seem to be the kind of thing that the legislation envisions as a digital security. So it certainly seems that if this legislation passes, XRP is not a digital security asset and not subject to regulation by the SEC. But let's imagine this legislation passes and becomes law in a month or two, and the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is still going on. Now, are you wondering what I was thinking of? Can the law apply retroactively even though Ripple was already sued? Well, the United States Supreme Court gave us an answer. In 1994, in the case of Landgraf versus USI Film Products, the Landgraf case was a sexual harassment case, but it involved application of a change of law during the pendency of litigation. And this provides a framework for our XRP analysis. First in our analysis is whether the retroactive application of the law would be unconstitutional. The U.S. Constitution says in, let's look here, no state shall pass any ex post facto law or law impairing the obligation of contracts. So ex post facto is Latin for after the fact. And the drafters of the Constitution were very concerned about a central government targeting people by passing laws that made something illegal after the fact. But over time, the courts have held that ex post facto clauses really applies in only two situations. One, to criminal statutes, and two, where the after the fact law would impose greater civil penalties on the subject. So here, in applying the new law to Ripple situation, we pass those two tests because one, the law is not criminal. None of the defendants were charged with a crime. And also, two, in this specific situation, the law would not create a greater civil penalty. In fact, it would probably lead to the end of the lawsuit. And that leads to the next part of the analysis, which is to decide if Congress intended the legislation to apply retroactively. And from my review...
Let's go to this again. This might be the end of the lawsuit. part.
situation, the law would not create a greater civil penalty. In fact, it would probably lead to the end of the lawsuit. And that leads to the next part of the analysis, which is to decide if Congress intended the legislation to apply retroactively. And from my review of the legislation, I didn't see that addressed. And when that is the situation, the Landgraf case tells us to look at the effect that the statute will have. If the law increases the party's liability for past conduct, it's not applied retroactively. And some parts of this law would increase liability, especially for exchanges. But as to whether XRP is a security or not, as we know from the analysis earlier, under this law, XRP, especially the current form of XRP, is not a digital asset security. So in that case, the new law helps Ripple, and therefore it will very likely be applied retroactively. This is especially true because, as you can see, the legislation is very smart that it only changes the definition of what a security is in the crypto space. The law doesn't change any of the reporting or registration requirements for securities in any way, and that is consistent with retroactive application because you are not changing substantive obligations, but only definitions. So our conclusion from applying this pending law to this SEC versus Ripple case is that the courts would likely apply the new law retroactively. Certainly, the last few years of Ripple's business practices, XRP would be defined as just a digital asset and not a digital asset security, and therefore not subject to SEC regulation. This would mean that XRP is a digital asset and subject to regulation by the Commodity Trading Commission and not the SEC. And large parts of the SEC lawsuit would actually become moot. This bill...
Interesting stuff, right? Very, very interesting stuff. Thank you so much, Attorney Hogan. We appreciate you taking your time and your energy and resources to share with the community. She does a really great job. She really does. You know what I mean? And so that is going to be really great. Deep Mind is in the building. What is good, brother? Great to see you, my friend. Peace and blessings to the family. Golden salute to the seas. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Miss you, man. Appreciate you checking in, bro, for sure. So, guys, I mean, that's big time. No, listen, I mean, obviously it's her opinion. It's what she's seeing. It's what she's seeing could be the possibility, for sure. But that bill, if it moves forward, and that's a big if, right? Danny Lowe, that's a big if. If it moves forward, it would bring the clarity that the digital asset space needs. And I love her points that, that they're most likely, Congress is most likely, and or the courts, right? Most likely the court is going to take something that passed in Congress, a new thing that changes definitions. It doesn't change the reporting requirements or anything like that. Just changes some definitions by adding, right? And you take that and you make it apply retroactively. That can possibly happen. And it really does look like, it just makes sense, right? We're going to have crypto that looks like, walks like, talks like a security. You're going to have digital assets that don't. You're gonna have some digital assets that they look like security based on this new thing and make it retro, but today is not. So maybe some fines, some other different things like that. But I'll tell you, I love it. Yeah, it's a great point, Crypto Wave. It's a great point. The SEC delay tactics. The SEC is probably had input into the proposed new crypto laws. Right. So remember the SEC, remember that little what is it? I don't want to say a board, but the SEC and the CFTC had put this kind of little panel together, commission panel together, where they were working, quote unquote, together. Right. The end game, the new law gets the SEC off the hook. And they save face. Absolutely. It would just end it, right? So maybe they don't quote unquote take the L, right? They don't quote unquote take the L, right? We know that Gensler and the likes have been saying that this, this clarity is probably going to have to come from Congress. We just go by what we have in current laws, and we go out and enforce stuff based on it. But if Congress comes out with something, well, we have to abide by that thing that Congress has. And since Congress came out with this new thing, well, we no longer kind of have this case against Ripple and the XRP, the digital asset XRP, right? So they can, in a lot of ways, crypto wave now save face, right? So we'll see. So it looks like the lawsuit is going to be moving forward. We're not getting a settlement, and perhaps it's looking like a settlement. It's not anytime soon, but it's going to be interesting to see if this moves forward. It's going to be interesting to see if how quickly such a thing moves forward. We shall see. We'll see. Attorney BEY attorney, Representative Don Bayer. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of things in here because we certainly do know that they look, United States Congress. Yeah, that there's some stable coins they may give a little bit of a blessing to, but most of them, right? Remember, they want stuff that can work alongside the U.S. dollar, not look to replace it. For me, stable coins is stable coins. It's stable coins. Let me choose it. Let me use it. Let me use it. Let it be, that one-to-one. Let it, be, what is it? Federally shown that it does have the backing of the stable. I got all that, right? U.S. dollar coin is looking very much the favorite child of the United States government, without question, with Circle and Jeremy Allaire, right? It's looking very much like that is going to be the get that big time blessing. But we still want that choice in the stable coin versus the CBDC, without question. So look, you know what I mean? So that's what it's looking like. So I'm not excited about anything the U.S. Treasury is going to be looking to do. Not excited about that. But if we get more digital asset clarity, we have to take what we can get that digital asset clarity that, some stuff falls under the purview of the CFTC. Digital asset securities fall under the purview of the SEC as securities, right? And that's important. We get that out of the way and we can move forward, right? Because then these businesses and these people looking to do stuff in the US have the clarity that they need also. Remember, this is not just about Ripple company. There's other US companies and or banks and or financial institutions that are looking for clarity so that they can begin to enter into the digital asset space. But they don't have it. They don't have it. So and Congress recognizes this as well. So it's not just Ripple, right? It's just the SEC chose, the biggest and baddest company, right, in the digital asset space. But it's not just Ripple. So this is which will help, again, promote the innovation that we as a nation needs desperately. No, I did not see that. I think Danny Lowe says crypto Siege. Did you catch that part about if it has voting rights, it's a digital security? Is this setting up DeFi networks like Flare? Yeah. Well, what it's going to do is it's setting up DeFi platforms like Flare to have, if you will, someone oversee them. And again, it's about registering, right? Does Flare have to register its asset as a security, right? And so we'll have to look into it and see how that's going to work. But I did see that. And so what does voting rights mean? Voting rights for, right? Because Flare Limited is a company. The Flare network is a platform, right? That's the challenge that these bills have, right? Flare Limited is a company. Flare, the Spark token sits on the Flare network. It's its own thing. It's just that these people created it. And so it could be that Flare Networks may have to do something in terms of as a company. But what about the Spark token? It lies on this decentralized platform, right? And you're talking about the governance voting and the voting that you may have, right? It's going to be interesting to see how that looks. What does that look like? Because you don't have, what do you have ownership in? Ownership in it as a security on the Flare network, right? And so it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But DeFi is a big challenge. I can tell you that. It's a big challenge. They don't know how to regulate it. They're going to figure out ways to do it. Voting rights, obviously. What does that look like? It's going to be very, very interesting. Voting rights, because the DAO system is massive. The decentralized autonomous organizations and these governance is massive. Decentralized. So what is Congress or what are these bills looking to get out of these DAOs or these DeFi platforms? Is it merely KYC? What else is it? What else are they looking to get from it? Right? What else are they looking to get from it? And then, this is the big thing is the crypto space as a whole will have to get its own PAC. It'll have to get its own lobbying group, and they're going to have to, put in big time money. That's the bottom line. They're going to have to put in big time money to these PACs and these lobbyists to get more things kind of going their way. Without question. Without question, that is going to happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Daniel, with the voting rights and stuff like that. Yeah, they're looking to see what they can get out of it. What does that look like? What does it mean? What does that mean if it's designated as a security, a digital asset security, right? If it's designated, Spark token is designated as a digital asset security. Okay, cool. Now what? What does that mean? Right? What does that mean? Surely, just because you own the Spark token doesn't mean that you have ownership in Flare Networks Limited. So what does the digital asset security, what does that look like in terms of how is that different than the regular securities? That's the thing that Gensler and the people at the SEC will have to figure out, because we don't have ownership in the Flare limit. I'm telling you right now, what it doesn't mean is we have ownership in Flare Networks Limited. That, my friends, that's the thing that they're going to have to figure out, because and if it does mean that, and that's a good point, Danny. Obviously, they've been looking to change the definition of accredited investor, and they're going to have to continue to change it. They're going to have to continue to change it, right? Because now, if you look to say only accredited investors can participate in DeFi platforms, that's a problem. That's why the digital asset space as a whole is going to have their own PAC, their own, their own people looking out for the betterment of the whole. Because now we're getting back to that same thing where only a few percentage of the people can participate. Right? Again, major problem. Right? Major problem if they look to do something again on this quote unquote accredited investor thing. I don't know. Yeah. That's the thing. Quincy says, Mr. CJ, will crypto investors become accredited investors by default? I don't think so. But I look at accredited investors now, and it's so, they just had 2 new changes, right? So the Series 7s and the Series 65 people, if you have those licenses, now you're accredited investors, which means that you don't have $1 million in worth or in net worth, and you don't have to have $250,000 in combined income, right? Someone can get that license, be making 50, 60 grand a year. They can get the Series 7 or Series 65 and be accredited investor. That's happening. That's happening, right? And so what Gensler, I believe what Gensler and is going to look to do is, right, to have some oversight, but certainly not, I don't see him as someone who's going to not make it accessible to the average Joe and the average Jane. That's what decentralized is all about. And I believe they'll figure it out. You know, they will figure it out. But I do know this. The digital asset space, whether it be the Cardanos or the Ripples and the Ethereum alliances of the world, or all of that. I know they got a little small pack, but when you look at when Crypto Eddie covered the amount of money that pack was actually putting into the space to build that pack up, it was minimal. It was minimal. They're gonna have to realize they're gonna have to participate in that pack slant lobbying thing. Bottom line. Because I believe Gensler, you know, he's going to have a heavy hand for sure. Yes, anyone can take the Series 7 test, and I think 65 as well, right, Danny Lowe? So anyone can take the test. The question is, how do you pass that test? Oh, look at and then look at this. Mark Splice says they changed the rules here in California where Series 65 will not make you an accredited investor. Think about that. You know what I mean? So anyone can take the Series 7's test. You know, you got to be able to pass it, right? And so just like anything on the internet, you know, you can probably Google and YouTube how to pass the Series 7 test. Right? You probably can find it. You can probably find it. You know, we were certainly hoping for Win Moon, you know, not a few months back, but, you know, basically April. And, you know, the great thing is as soon as that net worth hits, you can go to a site. I think it's verifyaccredited.com or something like that. And Celsius work with that. I mean, as soon as it hits, you just, you know, you apply and Celsius verifies the assets. That's what I like about Celsius. It verifies the assets with the company that they're working with there. And you get that check mark for the accredited investor. But just like my guy, Deep Mind says, patience is key. Patience is key. You're right. You're 1,000% right, brother. Quincy Butler, you're welcome, my friend. So that's kind of where we are, guys. Look, ultimately, I've always said this, you know, from day one. Once the powers that be recognized that they could not stop this thing, that is the digital asset space, they couldn't stop it. They had to pivot and figure out how to embrace it, right? And so that's what they're looking to do, more and more and more and more and more, because you can't stop it. And they got to figure some stuff around DeFi. Sure. Absolutely. They got to figure some stuff around DeFi, right? The question is how much, right? How much, you know, if they just stop, like for me, if they stop at the KYC and the AML, I'm good. Right? I'm good. Obviously, they want to get rid of the rug pulls and the DeFi space. Of course they do. But if they stop at KYC and AML, good. But I don't want them looking into now trying to tell me that, well, we're getting ready to get rid of all of these stable coins. Or we get ready to get rid of, you know, well, we're going to take stable coins out. Right? You can't use stable coins in DeFi. We don't want that, right? KYC, AML, sure. A little API from Aave. A little API from Curve, throw out some stuff, right? Just like Celsius, right? Take a little bit of the Celsius model. Celsius has KYC and AML. Cool, sure. But I'm not limited on Celsius and what I can do, right? You can do a lot of great things there, right? So this is hopefully the approach that they will take, hopefully. Oh, thank you. All right. Brad Gonghouse just filed a second motion for international discovery. It's not sure if it is a duplicate or a separate new one. Maybe later we'll hear something. Okay, very awesome. Of course, the banks don't like DeFi, and the banks have a major power, Danny Loaf, right? They're a major power in the economy, just bottom line. Certainly, you know, they don't like DeFi. So they want to try to rein it in. And we'll have to see what that is going to look like. You know, that's the bottom line. Okay, was a duplicate. Okay, thank you. Yeah, of course they are in the back room right now trying to figure out, yeah, that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. A lot of DeFi cash flow is going on right now. A lot of DeFi cash flow is going on. And ultimately, people are taking advantage of that. And you got to be willing to, for me, I have no problem at all paying my fair share of taxes. What I don't want is them telling me that I have to use their thing, their money, whatever, right? Trust me. And the interesting thing about, at least in the US, is, they come up with a tax law. I just got to understand this. They come up with a tax law, and then they come up with 4, 5, 6 ways for you not to pay those taxes. These exemptions and this, and then this, that. Just always remember that. And so you have to be aware of that's what the 1% of the 1% are. The 1% of the 1% pay people to make them aware of the law, and then the ways, tax laws, and then the ways where I can not have to pay those taxes. Right? And so we'll probably get that as well. Probably get that as well. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for hanging out. Please do me a favor, hit those like and subscribes if you didn't get a chance to do so already. It's just that can't be right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. There it is. 64 people, guys. Can we get up to 60 likes? That would be awesome. I definitely appreciate that. If you didn't get a chance to smash the like button on the way in, please smash it on the way out for sure. What's going on? I bought Charlie's bags. Great to see you. That's right. That is exactly right. You're welcome, Mark Splice. I bought Charlie's bags. Yeah, and then when you have someone to help you, yeah, that's just the way it is. They always do it. They set tax laws, and then they give you 4 or 5 ways for you not to pay those taxes. It's a pretty interesting thing. And I'm cool with that. What I'm not cool with is, them trying to force their money on me or taking away our choices to participate. That's the thing. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos. Thank you so much for hanging out, by reminding you guys of this. And that is this: old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I are already winning. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for hanging out. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.